Here.
Board Member Van Barkum.
Here.
Supervisor Dale.
Here. Before we get started, we do have an issue that the town board needs to discuss, which may affect the budget. So I'd like to discuss it with them first, before we continue with the public hearing on the budget. So, if possible, I'd ask for a motion to go to executive session.
Make that motion.
I'll second. Okay.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Thank you. Yep, we're gonna do that now. We're gonna go to executive session right here. If you folks wouldn't mind stepping out, just shut the doors. Eric, you wanna shut those two, please? This shouldn't take us 10 minutes. Not even. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Validate your parking on the way out. But anyway, during executive session, it came up. We have some issues with personnel regarding the ambulance department, and the reason we wanted to have this before the public hearing completed for the budget is because the personnel issues involved in the ambulance department are affecting the budget. What we're doing is we're adding $20,000 to the part-time personal service line for the ambulance department to resolve at best we can an issue that has come up just over the past 2 weeks. We certainly hope we don't have to use those funds, and hopefully we can resolve it with some part-time assistance and possibly finding other full-time workers for the ambulance department. So if you're an EMT and you're out there, we're looking. But it was just a simple amendment to the budget, but we needed to talk over personnel with the ambulance chief himself. So thank you for your time. With that, I will go on to open for public discussion on the budget, on the proposed 2021 preliminary budget as proposed, with amendments of $20,000 additional on a part-time service line for ambulance personnel. All right, don't all flood me at once. If there's no other comments, oh, we're right there.
Do you have any comments?
No, I'm tired. I was up till 3 watching this election stuff. Anyway, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing for the budget for the town of Shandaken.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. With that, I'd like to welcome you all for the Town of Shandaken regular monthly meeting for November of 2020. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Good.
Board Member DeSclafani.
Here.
Board Member Steen. Board Member Storms.
Here.
Board Member Van Barkum.
Here.
Supervisor Dale.
Here. Stuff to go here. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the previous town board meeting minutes.
Make that motion. Second. Second.
You're late today.
Yeah, I know.
You're second on everything. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Supervisor's financial report, November of 2020. Zoning fees, $165. Medical insurance reimbursement, $715.11. Vital statistics, $20. Ambulance fees, $8,179.16. Town clerk fees, Easy Pass conservation, $60. Rental of real property, $1,109.89. Time Warner, $17,513.10. Building permit fees, $2,239. Dog fees, $44. Planning fees, $100. Phoenicia Water miscellaneous revenue, $150. Highway revenue, $122,790.55. Recreation, $840. Miscellaneous revenue, Higley settlement, $272.40. Justice fees, $8,671. Scrap metal, $232.80. Highway fuel reimbursement, $16,852.77. Thank you, Eric. Total, $179,954.78. Communications, I did not have time to draw anything up, but as we've said before, the budget for this year, for the coming year, we're proposing will be going up by $20,000 on the ambulance line. So the new numbers would rate that the general budget would go up by 2.53% on the tax levy, 1.66% on the highway tax levy, 3.24% on the Phoenicia tax levy, 1.71% on Pine Hill Fire Company, and 1.6% on High Mount Protection District. The rest of the districts will remain unchanged for a grand total of 1.95% increase in the tax levy for the entire town of Shandaken overall, if you're taxed. So roughly, it'd be $19.50 for every $1,000 in taxes that you paid last year would be the increase. In other news, we do have tonight an approval for the renewal for shared services. The town has enjoyed, if you will, a shared service agreement with Ulster County DPW for plowing, basically winter maintenance, plowing of Galakirchi Road up on High Mount, as well as for plowing and snow clearing duties on Main Street in Phoenicia for the past couple of years. For that, they pay us, what, roughly $24,000, is that what it was there? I think it's $24,000 a year for us to maintain those duties. So we're looking to renew that agreement for another 3 years. We have two part-time officer trainees, I guess, somewhere here. We're looking to hire. Again, we welcome these gentlemen on board. We hope these resolutions pass, but we certainly welcome them on board and hope that they come to work for the town of Shandaken. We have a liquor license notification waiver for Danielle and Dave LLC, which is the new Daniela's Pizza Place to be located at the Phoenicia Plaza, as well as the hiring of 2 new part-time EMTs for our ambulance department. Outside of that, I have really no other communications.
So the biggest question still is, when is the DMV bus going to return to Shandaken? And
I'm waiting.
it's like, I even answer the question before they ask now, I can tell. And the county doesn't even know. The county clerk doesn't know. It's a separate entity, and I think probably, who knows, I don't even want to say, but I don't think we're going to see it for a while. Again, our tax website is shandakentax.com. You can look up taxes, you could, what the heck's going on here? So you can look up your taxes, pay your bill online. Our office will not be accepting payments at our office this year due to COVID. The office is too small, ventilation's bad, and most of the seniors that did pay, it's not a good idea for them to come in our building. If you do need to pay by cash, you can call, make an appointment, I'll meet you in the parking lot. That would be great, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'll
we have
meet
to
you in the
accept cash by
parking
law
lot.
if they want to pay by cash, but a check will do just as well, really. They've been using them a long time, and checks are really good. During electrical outages, our police will check on the welfare of elderly or medically at-risk citizens, and there is a form on our website under the emergency section that you can print out or download or mail it in. And if you don't live here and you have elderly or at-risk people living here, they will check on them. If you don't go online, you can call my office at 688-5004, and I'll fill out the form and give it to the police for you. And that's it.
Thank you. It's always got to be the ambulance guy. With that, we'll move on to committee reports. Ambulance.
I appreciate you guys understanding my deputy chief's malfunction there. Thank you. The October 2020 report for the town of Shandaken ambulance, total calls received was 40, which mutual aid was given twice to the town of Holland, and mutual aid was not received. October was an incredibly busy month for the ambulance as call volume has increased to above normal levels. And we just completed our 2-year ambulance service recertification through the New York State Department of Health, which is always an exhaustive process. Due to an ongoing disciplinary issue and some others moving on to greener pastures, a canvas by employees for EMTs successfully resulted in the application of 4 part-time EMTs. Expect to see a few new faces around town, learning what we do and how we do it. It is the time of year when we start our heating sources for the first time, as winter takes its toll. Please make sure that you have your furnaces, chimneys, and other heating appliances checked and serviced. Every November, we see an uptick in carbon monoxide-related calls, furnace malfunctions, and even structure fires. Many of these can be attributed to poor service history of heating appliances. Please make a concerted effort to make sure these appliances are working properly, and if you smell gas or have a carbon monoxide alarm activation, evacuate and call 911 immediately. P.S. If you haven't already, please test your smoke and CO detectors and change the batteries. If you need assistance in doing so, please contact the town clerk's office at 688-5004. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McGowan, Building and Zoning.
And on the report for October, we had issued 9 building permits, 1 floodplain permit, 36 inspections of projects happening in town, and issued 2 COs, certificates of occupancy, 2 certificates of compliance, 1 stop work order, and 1 letter of violation, and the income for the department was $2,828.
Thank you. I just want to add, so the town board's aware, Howie and Kerry, his secretary, have seen an increase in municipal searches dramatically to where Howie and I had a conversation, and I think we're trying to work on a way to streamline it so that there's an application for people, because they tend to, we get a lot of speculators. We get a lot of people that are calling up and asking about properties and want to know, does it have a CO, does it have this, and they're not even purchasing the property yet. They just want to know information on it. So we're pretty much going to standardize this and make it the set fee that we set through the fee schedule, that if they really want to know, you can cough up, what is it, $25 or $50 fee, I forget what it was. $75. So if you really want to know, you can cough up that money and find out for yourself instead of keeping Kerry and Howie on the phone for a half an hour trying to figure out if there's a CO or a CSC that was issued on this property. So we'll make a form up and we'll give it to Joyce so she can post on the website, and then they can simply download it, and that's going to be the simple answer, because it's taking up way too much time, and good or bad, it's a thing that's going on in Shandaken right now. So.
Yeah, we just raised our fee from $25, and people would laugh at us when we call them $25. So it's now $75.
Well, you get basic information free on the tax website, too. Realtors use it all the time.
Yeah, but you can't get a C of O or a
Yeah,
CFC.
this way, there's,
Yeah,
to
that's,
the taxes.
you mean the realtors are gonna have to pay $25 every time they wanna get a C of O for a property?
75.
75?
More than that for a CO, for a property to get a CO?
If they want to get a CO, or if they want to
No,
just...
no, just to
Okay.
know if there's one in the file.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a $75 municipal search fee, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And on another note, just to make people aware that there's been speculation about projects in this town possibly circumventing or being rubber stamped through our planning board or zoning boards or whatever it may be. No such thing is going on. Everybody goes through the process the same as everybody else. There are public hearings to be held on several projects that are upcoming. If you feel the need to speak up, you're more than welcome to come and speak, as with any other town board meeting. And just want to make people aware, again, there's a lot of stuff that goes on social media, and just want to squash that right now before it becomes more of a thing. And Howie can attest to that everybody's following every bit of the rule and the code that they have to follow, so. With that, we will move on to police.
We handled 255 calls for service this month and 2 arrests. As you can see from the resolution, we're looking to hire these 2 kids as I'll call them. I can speak to both of them. I've known them a long time. They're both great, great kids. The one thing that I said to them when they were asked to go to the police academy was, just make me proud. And I gotta tell you, I stop by the academy quite frequently, and I get nothing but rave reviews and remarks from all the academy instructors and the directors of the academy. So they're certainly going to be an asset to our town. I'm not adding any additional police officers by hiring these 2 guys. I'm merely filling the void from 2 of our part-timers that have essentially been working full-time hours for about the last year, but because of COVID, civil service has been shut down. We just couldn't go through the process of officially making them full-time. That's all in the works. So like I said, these guys are just going to fill that void. Thanks.
Very good. And we will have a little ceremony to follow the resolutions, okay, just so you folks are aware. It won't happen right after the resolution, but it'll happen after all the resolutions are ready. Phoenicia Water, Rick is not here. As far as I know, everything is running smoothly down in Phoenicia. Pine Hill Water, Don had really nothing to report. We had one incident of a leak on somebody's personal line that we think we've resolved, but outside of that, water usage has been normal. Museum,
Got that. Director's report for October 2020. The Shandaken Historical Museum has had 36 visitors this month. Michael Boyer of Pine Hill has generously donated some clothing and accessories that belong to the Hill family descendants. They lived here as far back as the mid-1800s. Our film to DVD project is well underway, and the results bring you back to a much simpler time. We look forward to a public presentation in the future. We are continuing to process our collection of films and slides. I receive requests for ancestry and property searches often, most recently the Every family in Mount Tremper, also the Hudler family out of Mount Tremper. I find many requests come from visitors who are looking for the camp they went to as a child, or second homeowners looking into the history of their property. Thank you to Mr. Stanley Sr. and RJ for installing a new thermostat downstairs, and a big thanks to Bob Kalb for installing shelves in my office. Of course, we are continuing to follow state-mandated guidelines to prevent the spread of COVID-19. We know that Shandaken continues to persevere. This is respectfully submitted Kathleen Myers.
yeah, I've seen the DVD actually. So they have a DVD. It was a film that was submitted to the museum from the Crookshank family of their home being built at the end of Crookshank Road back in the 30s, I believe, the 1930s. And it's just, again, it's like watching a Ken Burns film. It's just old black and white film, somebody building a house, moving real fast and stuff. Anyway, but it's good stuff, and hopefully they'll have something compiled that we can present, and maybe we can give it to Ellen and have it run on the TV station for a bit. Recreation,
No new news for recreation, but I am planning to meet with a concerned citizen in Pine Hill at Smith Park on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. So if anybody wants to come down and see what's going on, what we're planning for that park, coming out.
okay. What time is that?
8 a.m. Saturday.
Shandaken Septic, no new news. We are continuing on. We did receive our funds. We created the account. I talked with the attorney today about looking at what we are legally available to invest the $5 million fund into in order to create interest that would help the district persevere over the coming years. And he'll get back to me on that. Outside of that, construction has been halted until probably the spring. The last bit of construction that needs to be done on the 4 remote sites with the purchase of property that was made right on Ruthenbeck Road. These are 4 homes that do not have enough space for a legitimate leach field, so they will have a septic maintained on their property under the cost of the district, and their leach field will be located on this remote site on Ruthenbeck Road. So that construction is due and set to begin sometime in March or April, whenever it gets moved. Public comments and resolutions. We have nothing, we'll move on. We have no motions. Move on to resolutions. No, I added it as a resolution.
I already have it.
I'm ahead of you.
No, I added it.
No, don't you worry, you just pay attention to your phone that's going off over there.
We have 296-20s.
It's on the end. all right?
It's on the end.
It's not on the
It's
agenda.
resolution
It's
100.
It's not on the public one, but it's on your copies.
Okay.
Is it there, 100?
120?
100?
Yeah.
Yes. So you want to start with?
Sure. Resolution 9520, resolution to pay all bills. Whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $117,897.37. Highway, $217,803.94. Phoenicia Water, $14,864.12. Pine Hill Water, $1,365.71. Phoenicia Lights, $2,086.80. Chichester Lights, $158.51. Pine Hill Lights, $620.03, for a total of $354,796.48, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Discipline?
Yes.
Board Member Steen?
Yes.
Board Member Storr?
Yes.
Board Member Dunbar?
Yes.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes. Resolution 9620, resolution adopting 2021 preliminary budget as the 2021 town budget. Whereas the town of Shandaken has prepared a 2021 preliminary budget for review, therefore be resolved the town board of the town of Shandaken, following a public hearing held at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, November 4th, 2020, hereby adopts the 2021 preliminary budget as amended as the 2021 town budget for the town of Shandaken, and move its adoption.
Second?
Board Member Discipline?
Yes.
Board Member Steen?
Yes.
Board Member Storr?
Yes.
Board Member Dunbar?
Yes.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Resolution number 97-20, resolution renewing shared service agreement with Ulster County DPW. Whereas the town of Shandaken previously entered into a shared service agreement with the Ulster County Department of Public Works for certain winter maintenance of specific roads in Shandaken, and whereas said agreement has to be renewed, therefore be it resolved that the town of Shandaken Town Board approves the town supervisor with the approval of the town highway superintendent entering into agreement with Ulster County DPW for the 3-year period, October 1st, 2020 to September 30th, 2023, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Discipline?
Yes.
Board Member Steen?
Yes.
Board Member Storr?
Yes.
Board Member Dunbar?
Yes.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Do you want me to read it?
Resolution 9820, Town Police Department. Whereas the town of Shandaken is a town of the second class, and whereas the town is a town police department, and whereas the town currently employs 3 full-time police officers and is contractually required to maintain 4 full-time officers, and whereas 2 part-time officers have been recommended by the police commissioners, therefore be it resolved that pursuant to town law of the state of New York, section 21B, the town board hereby appoints the following individuals as part-time police officers to receive compensation as indicated. Name, Troy O'Connor and Matt Van Valkenburg at $11.80 per hour. And that said police officer shall have all powers conferred upon police officers by the general laws of the state of New York, including but not limited to such powers and not inconsistent with law as are herein set forth, and that said police officers shall have all powers designated in the section 2.20 of the criminal procedure law of the state of New York. and shall have the following special duties. 1, to enforce all local laws, ordinances, and regulations of the town of Shandaken. 2, to enforce the vehicle and traffic law of the state of New York to the extent that police officers may be so permitted by the general laws of the state of New York. 3, to enforce such penal statutes as police officers are permitted to enforce pursuant to the general laws of the state of New York. And in furtherance of said special duties, police officers are hereby authorized to use a town vehicle to be known as a police officer's vehicle, which may be equipped with emergency lights according to with applicable sections of the vehicle and traffic law, and may use the state and county radio to the extent permitted by the general laws of the state of New York, and may carry firearms while on duty in compliance with the general laws of the state of New York pertaining to police officers generally. I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Steen?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 99-20, resolution authorizing waiver of 30-day notification required by the New York State Liquor Authority. Whereas Danielle and David LLC, 5575 Route 28, Benicia, New York, 12464, has applied for a liquor license. And whereas Danielle and David LLC has requested that the town waive the 30-day notification required by the New York State Liquor Authority in an effort to expedite the granting of a liquor license to Danielle and David LLC. And now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Shandaken does hereby grant the request of the Danielle and David LLC and does hereby waive the 30-day liquor license notice requirement to Danielle and David LLC, 5575 Route 28, Benicia, New York, 12464. And I move its adoption.
Second.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Steen?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 120, ambulance technicians. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board shall designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that the following personnel be appointed to the Shandaken Town Ambulance as part-time technicians at a rate of $12.80 per hour: Felicity Jager and Elizabeth Truckee, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Steen?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes. Thank you. With that, I would like to take a moment and invite our newest additions to our police department up to the front to be sworn in. That will keep our social distancing, especially from you. I don't want to be anywhere near you. You're trouble. I do.
Yes, I say okay.
I'm feeling very comfortable.
Raise your hands.
Very relaxed. I took a nap this afternoon.
I
Troy O'Connor,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
and will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
for the town of Shandaken
for the town of Shandaken
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. You want to sign this?
Welcome aboard, gentlemen. Is it on the camera? The microphone on the camera? Is that what's making the... Yeah. I heard it right?
Yes.
That reverb?
That's the walking.
Yeah, it is. You hear it, huh? Oh, there you go.
That's it.
That was it.
It's like I'm hearing a rattling.
It's up to the music, for sure.
Wow. This is gonna be a talking point for the next month.
Okay.
All right, congrats. Thank you.
Congrats, gentlemen.
Oh, you know what it is? Resolution to accept bid. Accept bid. Make a motion to open the bid. The bids for the highway, or we
For
just
the
keep that?
paver?
We don't do this?
Paver?
Oh,
For the paver.
for the paver.
You have to waiver bids, I told them we can put multiple bids in packets, and you just, and there's also a not to exceed price. So you can just open them so that everybody hears what the bids were, and just allow me to work, purchase whatever.
Okay.
Just do a motion to,
Yeah,
amend to, the motion be open first?
Yeah, so resolution 10120, whereas the town of Shandaken advertised for bids on October 5th of 2020 for a road paver, I think it was October 5th, correct? Therefore, we are accepting the following bids as received and certifiable.
All right, first one is from H.O. Penn Machinery.
See, somebody didn't say anything to me because he was too worried about his new puppy that he's got at home.
Last one.
Their bid is for electric screed, heated end gates. You know what this means?
Yep.
New screed plates and new heat elements.
Yeah, it was all in the specs.
$122,900. And this is from H.O. Penn. Where's their address?
Where it was not to exceed price.
Eric,
I
these
have
bids-
their address downstairs. Their address on the
Yeah,
bottom.
just read off the,
It's a P30 385.
he'll look
asphalt
through the
paver.
specs and he'll
Yeah.
make the decision, but
Alright.
we need to hear just
That was the price.
who bid and what's the price.
$122,900. The second one is from SEI Stevenson Equipment, Waterford, New York.
These are used pavers, right?
They made it 250,000 there.
That's what I'm saying, I'm like, 122
22.
is a little bit
123.
expensive.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey for a used paver
Not to
there.
exceed, they're over.
This one has two different ones. It's two asphalt pavers. The one price is $68,875, and the other one is $67,895.
They're a little closer to the ballpark.
Okay?
Yeah, they're not near the ballpark that I was talking to you about. You're talking Dodger Stadium, I was talking Yankee Stadium, I don't know what we're talking about.
This guy just did the one for
I mean,
120.
at least that's like Cincinnati. So,
Like I said, doesn't it-
that's it,
That's it.
that's what we got.
Two
Not to exceed what?
companies.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look at some more. Am I correct? Possibly. We're gonna have a chat.
Or just not
We'll accept these as certifiable, but I don't think the town board is approving these at least this time. We'll discuss them next month. Thank you, Joyce. They were accepted. With that, we'll move to open public comment. If there's no comments, then I'd entertain a motion to adjourn in the memory of Benson Caswell. Could you please take a moment? I'll entertain that motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. God bless whoever wins this presidency, whoever wins this election.
I just took Michigan.
And we'll wake up the next day and get the same paycheck we got the day before, so it don't matter.
It's still a race.
Yeah, they called Michigan Red.
He's ahead by 8,000 votes.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cheap. Wisconsin, Michigan.
I still think, even though he went out in Pennsylvania, with all the mail-in votes from
It's all Philadelphia.
Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, I think he's still got a chance.
Going down?
I think she was renting that. I don't know if she ever did. A few months ago, she talked to me about looking for
I gotta talk to Brooke.
See you later. So I look up how
Yeah.